What's up, guys? It's your boy Yaron, and you're watching the Yaron Show. So, the reason why I haven't been on the show lately and doing the Knicks take and all that stuff was because I've been going to, first of all, due to COVID, I haven't been going to some of my programs that I've been going to at the JCC, and I haven't been working there, so, yeah. So, also other reasons that I haven't been doing, the videos and the Knicks take and the live streams, all of those things, was because I was going to, other programs in my hometown, and I just wanted to be with my friends and all that stuff. And that place is called the Friendship Circle, which I kind of went for years and years and years, ever since I was like 3, 4, 5-ish. So, it was good to go back there. And you might be asking yourself, why are you saying that? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, I may had a little bit of, recent memories that I, remembered, and I was kind of like, that, yeah, I mean, I could tell you right now. So, like, the reason why I stopped going to this whole friendship circle thing was because, I think, what was it, like, it was on, like, it was, so here's the thing, there's this, like, Sundays trips where you go with volunteers and all of those things, and at some point, we went to Dave & Buster's, I got French fries, and here's the thing, when you go with a Jewish organization, sometimes there could be some rules that, where you could be like, you can't eat the, like, there's different rules where, you can't eat things that are not kosher and all that stuff. So, the whole point that I'm trying to say is that I ate French fries at Dave & Buster's even though it wasn't kosher. And listen, some people, they do keep kosher inside and outside of the house, and some people, like myself, I don't keep kosher outside of the house, but inside of the house I do. Long story short, that's what I went through. But fast forward, I decided to go back because I knew that it was important for me to go back and be with my friends and all those guys, from high school and from my childhood. So it was really important, and I think it was about time that I go back. There have been, a lot of things that I've been enjoying with them, like going, to play basketball or play sports, cooking, and going on trips. Going on trips, actually, I don't really do as much, but maybe I'll go back. I don't know. But, yeah, so, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to be with my friends more often, and it's been hard for me to do the show and this at the same time. I want to get back to what I was saying about Friendship Circle. So I've been with them constantly for a couple of months, and and over the last couple of months as well, I've talked to a person who I haven't had the courage to talk to for over the last 6 to 8 years. And if you're thinking, Yaron, is it a guy, girl? It's a girl, woman, whatever. So I couldn't really, the story is long, but, I spoke to her for the first time in, like, years. And yes, I saw her in a couple of events this year, but in terms of, seeing her, and you might be asking yourself, wait, Yaron, if you saw her once, how was the second time? The second time is actually an interesting story because I used to go to a Jewish event every single year, and funny thing was is that she actually went with me to school, but it was like that hallway type of thing where I used to see her, this and that, blah blah blah. My friends were actually friends with her, but it was kind of like back and forth, back and forth. Um, Not my friends that I hang out with, but my friends who were at school and all that stuff. I think you get the point. Like her friends who were my friends who were kind of like they play for the basketball team and all that stuff and they're jacked up. So I I was kind of friends with those guys as well. So I used to see her in the hallways and all that stuff, and I also used to see her in this Jewish event. So every single time in the student event, I used to see her sing and this and that, and I would be this like this shy person who wouldn't have, I'm trying to keep this clean, but you know what? Oh God, I wouldn't have the guts. There, I'm I kept it clean. I'm trying to keep it clean, but I really really want to say it, like, you know. But yeah, I had the gut, like, I couldn't have the guts at the time to actually talk to her and all that stuff. At time, like, this year was one of the years that I spoke to her at these two events. One of those two events was um, earlier in Israel. If you guys remember this, Israel had a situation with Gaza and bomb rockets, all those things. And of course, it frustrated me. So my hometown had this event where it was kind of like everyone is going, who, like, I don't know if it was like whoever's Jewish or not. I don't know. But they organized this event where everyone who was speaking and all that stuff and all of those stuff. So that person who I mentioned spoke at that event, and I finally got to keep I finally got to contact her and all that stuff. And at the time I was still that person who was very shy. And listen, I still am now, but at least right now it's kind of like, okay, and I'm going to say this in Hebrew. Ata, basically, זה יותר קל בשבילי. And I'll put some subtitles down below, so don't worry. But it's very easy for me. Very פי אלף יותר קל. I think in terms of that, and right after what I went through, and when I spoke to her, a couple of months ago, and and how I, wanted to do certain things and this and that, being in touch, she really, did it, and you know what? I really appreciated that. I went with my friends, my two friends from high school, and her, and another one of my friends to a light show in Jones Beach. I went with those friends to the city. I think it was like last week or something like that. But yeah, it was an amazing time, awesome time. I had a lot of fun with them. And let me tell you something. This person that I didn't have, and I'm so, you know what? I'm going to say this anyways, that I couldn't have the balls to talk to her. I really found it that she like, you know, I really found a lot of things that, like, she changed my, I don't want to say changed my life, but the way that she sees, like, the way that she helps, the the way that I've seen her in these two events, and even, because, like, one of those events I would see her constantly, but the second one, it was just that one time that it happened, when Israel was very, that tragedy in Israel, and I really want world peace, so that way we could all love one another and all that stuff. But that's totally a different situation. Those two events that I've spoken to her, and I kept contact with her, and I have the enough times to be like, you know what, you really inspired me to push me to the limit, even though I'm going through hard times and all those stuff. If you're asking what types of hard times I'm going through, classified information. I'm not telling you what, and I'm not telling you. If you know me, you know me. You don't, you don't. But if you want to meet me, you know, DM me on IG. Why not? Like her. So, shout out to her. And, yeah, I'm not going to say her name, but yeah. But ever since then, it's been an amazing adventure. Yeah. And listen, I've also been doing a lot of projects, such as writing my own book called Not Too Easy But Not Too Hard. It's about me, myself, and also it's prior to my new podcast, Who Am I? And it's basically the same thing. It's just an audio format on Spreaker. You could also check it out. It's free, so, yeah. And talking to that person, I've been also being with my friends at this place called Friendship Circle, and I'm still going to be talking about that right now. So, as I meet up with this person sometimes and hang out with a lot of my friends, for me, I think it's important to hang out with those friends. And I think one of the reasons why is because not only do I think that, okay, yes, there is a lot of things, that I'm just losing, but, listen, I think that over the last couple of years, I have not been hanging out with most of my friends from high school and my childhood, so I wanted to hang out with them as more often. And listen, some of them have special needs like myself, and some of them have autism. Or I think it's autistic or something like that. I think it's autism. But yes, I do hang out with those, well, I don't want to say those people, but I do hang out with my friends who do have those special needs. And, of course, if you know what I mean by special needs, is that, circle. Because we're all different. Me, myself, my friends who have autism. I'm trying to cringe it because I don't want to say it too much. But, and I think it's very important for me to go back to the friendship circle and just to give, not only to give back, but to be a part of it again. And here's the thing. I genuinely think that, in a way, I really do think that connecting with my friends at this friendship circle, and being a part of it with the volunteers over there. They have awesome. Um, they have an awesome they have an awesome staff over there. So shout out to them. Um, you know, I'll mention one of them right now. His name is Daniel. He's an awesome, volunteer, staff member, whatever you want to call it. But he's an awesome guy. He's one of my favorite guys that I've ever hung out with. Um, and I just think it's really important that I hang out with my friends and the volunteers, the staff members, and just have fun. Just talk, have the time of my life. Because here's the thing. I think of myself as an like, you know what? I'm just gonna say it in words. I want to be that person who inspires others, or not inspires, but I wanna motivate. Like, I wanna, motivate, others, who do have special needs and cannot speak on their behalf. And some you might be asking yourself, Yaron, what do you mean? Did you just jump from one subject to another? I think so, because I might be losing track and I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But what I mean by that is because when I see my friends, they need some help. And listen, I've been with these. Well, I can't say that, but I've been with my friends, including myself, who do have the same needs that I do, for over 20 years. And let me tell you something. The person who inspired me to have this drive and push was my grandfather. And the reason why I'm saying my grandfather is because he was the same exact person as I don't want to say as me, but he was a person who cared about other people, and he loved to hang out with friends, family, and his coworkers. You know, and doing what he wanted to do was what he wanted to do. Of course, I'm not going to say it because, of course, it's classified information to me. But my grandfather taught me something that you cannot teach, and like you can teach a lot of you can do it, but I think it would be hard if you're like myself. But what he taught me, and as I'm looking at his documentaries over and over and over again, of course I'm not going to say the names of it because of course I want to keep it classified, and I don't want to I don't want to let it out there, so next thing you know, you guys could be like, oh, now great, I could find him in this way, or over here, or, anything like that. So I just want to keep it a little bit classified. But I usually would watch his documentaries, and I usually try to emulate what my grandfather did. And it was important to me that, what, I think what he did to help the community, be with family and friends and family friends, and doing what he loved to do, which was write books and talk and being uh, and being like a I'm losing that word. Ins- Not inspiration, but a motivator or something like that. So he, that's what he did. That's what he did. And when I look at it, I'm like, you know what? That's what I want to do. And I think it was as important to me that what my grandfather did was he cared for a lot of people. No matter if that person, because, some people, that, and we have this all, some people that he knew were, different perspectives on political issues, because that's what interests him. And I think what what hit me with that is that what could I do to emulate that? Let's see. I think what I could do to emulate what my grandfather um, did was, um, you know, was me doing, was me hanging out with my friends, or me being with my friends. Um, Me speaking up on their behalf when they can't, for my friends. Or, you know, all that. Because that is who my grandfather was. And that's who listen, it's not who I want to be, but I want to gravitate what he did, and to do what he, I want to do what he did, but in a way, in a different style. What I mean by that is that he was a person that cared for his friends, his family, and all that. And I do, too. But in a way, I have friends who have special needs, including myself. And sometimes when we go down into situations, whether it's, people, in the society that doesn't even know that maybe they talk to a friend of mine, like, in a way, like, whether they disrespect him or anything like that, I want to elevate that and to speak up for them, not only because I said so, but because, first of all, you mess with them and you're going to mess with me, because I'll put my life on the line, and I'll do whatever it takes to yell and scream and do whatever it takes after what you just told my friends. Even if you hurt their feelings, you made them cry, I don't give a crab's apple. Or if you're a person that is used to, like, if you're used to, um, you know, if you're used to watching me swear, then, I don't give a shit, because my friends matter to me. And I want to make them proud. Or not make them proud, but make them feel like, you know what? My friend actually helped me today. And I really appreciate that. You don't really find that. You don't really find that. That person that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, yeah, she made a speech. And so far, I want to become a person who not only wants to give speeches and be this Tony Robbins type of person, but I want to become that person that if anyone messes with my friends who do have the same needs as I do, you're gonna have to mess with me first, because first of all, you're not gonna be able to hurt my feelings. That's for a fact. That's a true fact. You want to make like if that person wants to make fun of my arm and the way that I have hemiparesis, fine by me, because you know what? I don't give a crab's apple. You know? It's not going to hurt my feelings the same way that but when you do it to my friends, it's going to affect them. And it's going to affect me as well. So I'm going to step up to the plate and I'm going to do my duties. I don't know. Can I use the diligence or something like that? I don't know. Because that's how much I really care about my friends. So that's what I want to do. The same way my grandfather did before he passed away, I want to do the same thing as what he did. And I want to make him proud. I know that he's watching me. 11 years ago, he passed away. And I knew that I had to do something. And you know what? That's what I'm going to keep on doing. It's not, whether it's going to be something, that I really do give, if it's something that I need to speak up on behalf, if it's my culture, if it's my friends, if it's anything, if it's something political, I'll do it. But my friends are what matters to me most. My family is what matters to me most. My family, friends, all of those people. That's just who I am. I care about people. And I care about my friends. I care about my family. I care about my family friends. That's it. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that is really about it. I promise I'll be making more content for Nick's Take, for the live streams, and all of those things. Anyways, guys, that's really about it. Also, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share it. Share it with your mom, your dad, your brother, your uncle, anyone. And if you're a Knicks fan, just share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with your brother, your sister, your uncle who's a diehard Knicks fan from 1970 until now, your aunt, your dog, your cat, anyone. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, thanks. See you later.